Welcome to Metro's Equipment Inspection Pre-Trip. One of the most important tasks that you must complete daily is a pre-trip safety inspection. Why is the pre-trip inspection important? Metro policy and procedures require it. State and federal regulations require it. Ensures the bus is safe and reliable to operate. Provides a clean and comfortable ride for our customers. This is a step-by-step course that will guide you through performing a pre-trip safety inspection as required by Metro and DMV. A Metro-approved safety vest must be worn in maintenance yards or any safety-sensitive area. You are required to pass a pre-trip inspection test as specified by the Employer Testing Program, ETP, to obtain a commercial driver's license. When required, you will also demonstrate the item in question is operational and explain how to operate it properly. Metro recommends performing the inspection in the same order each time to create an effective way of learning all the steps. From a standard 40-foot bus to an articulated 60-foot bus, the pre-trip safety inspection should be performed following the same procedures. The PI method. Point, identify, explain. During the inspection, remember to point or touch the items. Identify items by name or description, and then explain how to check for defects. When inspecting the vehicle, use a sweeping technique to avoid missing any items. For example, top to bottom, or left to right. Begin inspection with 3 points of contact entering and exiting the bus. Adjust seat and steering wheel to your liking. The seatbelt must be worn while performing the brake test. Identify it as not ripped or frayed. Mounted secure and adjustable. Put seatbelt on. It should be operational. Safe start. Apply the service brake. Confirm the parking brake is applied, up. Turn master switch to night run. Identify the ABS indicator and battery light turn on, and then ABS indicator light turns off. Verify transmission is in neutral. Push and hold the engine start button. With engine on, alternator battery light turns off. Air brake test. This is a list of the 10 air brake tests that must be performed. Notice the acronym ALERPS. Blue stands for power on, and red stands for engine off. Air governor cutout test. This test is to verify the air governor stops building air pressure at a maximum of 140 psi. First, identify which gauge or needle you will be using. Apply and release the service brake to lower air pressure to 90 psi. Build up air pressure using 1/3 throttle or fast idle to cut out. Identify at what psi the needle reaches cutout, or when needle stops moving. In this case, the cutout is at 125 psi. It is a good test. Air governor cut-in test. This test is to verify the air governor starts building air pressure at a minimum of 85 psi. Apply and release the service brake one time. When the needle stabilizes, begin your count of 5 to 10 seconds and wait for the needle to begin moving to the right. Do not use the accelerator or fast idle for this test. If the needle does not move right, repeat the steps as many times as you need until cut-in occurs. Watch the needle and gauge closely. Identify when the needle moves to the right, which would be considered cut-in. One more application is needed. In this case, the needle cut in at 95 psi. This is a good test because the needle began to move before it went down to 85 psi. Air pressure buildup test. This test is to verify the air pressure builds from 85 to 100 psi within 45 seconds. Apply and release the service brake to lower air pressure to 85 psi. Now begin timing. The air pressure should build from 85 to 100 psi within 45 seconds. Only cover the brake. Do not use accelerator or fast idle. In this case, it took 21 seconds to build from 85 to 100 psi. This is a good test. Applied air leakage test. This is to verify the brake system has no air leaks. The system should not lose more than 3 psi in 1 minute. Apply the accelerator and bring the system back to cutout. When the needle stops moving, tell the instructor at what psi the system cut out. The cutout occurred at 125 psi. Now, apply the service brake and hold. Turn the engine off with the master control, then turn back to night run, so electric power is on. Release the parking brake and allow the needle to stabilize. Stop moving. Then begin timing 1 minute, and the system cannot lose more than 3 psi in 1 minute. When the minute is complete, inform the instructor of the results. In this case, the system did not lose any psi in 1 minute and is a good test. Static air leakage test. This test is to verify the brake system has no air leaks. The system should not lose more than 2 psi in 1 minute. Make an effort to test if the bus is on level ground. Slowly release the service brake and cover without any foot pressure. If the bus rolls, apply the service brake only and verbalize the complete test. It does not mean the test is a fail, it just can't be performed. This test should be performed on level ground or with wheel chocks. Establish that the bus is not moving, then begin timing 1 minute. The brake system should not lose more than 2 psi in 1 minute. When minute is complete, inform instructor of results. In this case, the system did not lose any psi in 1 minute and is a good test. Apply pressure back to the service brake for safety once complete. Low air pressure warning signal test. This test is to verify the light and/or alarm will activate at a minimum of 55 psi. Repeatedly apply and release the service brake to lower air pressure. Identify at what psi it activated. In this case, the low air warning activated at 74 psi. This is a good test. Do not release service brake when complete. Emergency spring brake test. This test is to verify the emergency spring brake will activate in the event of an air leak. The emergency spring brake should activate at approximately 40 psi. Continue to apply and release the service brake to lower air pressure. The emergency spring brake should engage, pop up, at approximately 40 psi. Identify at what psi it engaged. In this case, the emergency brake popped up at 35 psi. As long as the pop-up occurs, this is a good test. Rear door interlock test. This test is to verify that the rear door interlock functions properly and the bus does not accelerate or move. Push the start button to start the engine. Use 1/3 acceleration or fast idle to bring system back to cutout. Once the needle stops, identify verbally where cutout occurred. The system cut out at 125 psi. Apply and hold the service brake. Release the parking brake, push down. Place the transmission into drive. Open the rear door. This activates the interlock. Slowly release the service brake. Apply the accelerator slightly. Identify bus does not accelerate or move. This would be a good test. Parking brake test. This test is to verify the parking brake functions properly. The bus should accelerate but not move. While applying pressure to the service brake, apply the parking brake, pull up, and close the rear door. Keep the transmission in drive. Slowly release the service brake and apply slight acceleration. Identify that the engine accelerates and the bus does not move. This is a good test. Apply and hold the service brake. Service brake test. This first test is to verify the service brake works properly. The bus should stop and not pull to the left or right. With the service brake applied, release the parking brake. Put the transmission in drive. Confirm the area is clear of hazards. Release and cover the service brake. Allow the bus to move forward no more than 5 miles per hour, about 10 feet. And do not use the accelerator. Make a normal application of the service brake and identify that the bus stops and does not pull to the left or right. This would be a good test. Secure the bus when done by putting the transmission in neutral and applying the parking brake. This completes the service brake test. Tell the instructor you are done with the air brake test and move on. Interior inspection, driver's area. Visors are mounted secure, not damaged and operational. Driver's window is mounted secure, clean, not cracked or broken, opens and closes smoothly and securely. Steering wheel has no more than 2 inches of free play. Wheel should telescope and tilt. Horn is not damaged and operational. Seat should be operational and adjustable in all settings. Signal indicator lights. Left signal. Right signal. High beams and low beams. 4-way hazard lights. All should be operational and activate on the dashboard. The floor should be clean and free of debris. The pedals not worn or damaged. The destination control unit. C&G leak detection system. TMS radio. PA system. DCC and fare box should all be mounted secure, not damaged and operational. The side panel. Describe from left to right. AC thermostat. SAS alarm and engine override should not be activated, but should be secured with cover over toggle. Farebox light. Interior light. Fast idle. Speaker select, interior, exterior. Passenger chime. Driver's light. 4-way hazard lights, all mounted secure, not damaged and operational. Master control is operational. Door handle is mounted secure, not damaged. Front and rear doors open and close smoothly and securely. The dump valve is mounted secure, not damaged and in the closed position. The dashboard from left to right, heater and defroster. Demonstrate is operational. Push to demonstrate windshield wipers and washer fluid are operational. Air pressure and speedometer gauges are mounted secure, not cracked or damaged and operational. Kneeling device and wheelchair ramp is not damaged. No loose or missing parts. Deploys and stows smoothly and securely. Free of debris and not leaking. Ask the examiner to check the exterior lights for operation. Be specific. In the front and sides of the bus, check the clearance lights, hazard lights, left and right turn signals, high and low beams. Ask the examiner to check the rear lights as well. Clearance lights, tail and brake lights, hazard lights, left and right turn signals. The examiner will acknowledge the operation of the lights. Bus interior. Exit operator's area, identify insurance, and registration is present and mounted secure. All interior mirrors are mounted secure, clean, not cracked or broken, and adjustable. The front entry step lights are not cracked or broken, mounted secure and operational. The hinges are mounted secure, door seals are intact. Window is clean, not cracked or broken. Handrails are mounted secure, not damaged. Step well is free of debris, tread is not worn or torn. The fuse compartment should be securely closed, not damaged. All spare fuses are present. Fire extinguisher mounted secure and fully charged. ABC rated. Pin is secured and sealed, tagged and dated within 1 year. Hose not damaged, nozzle free of debris. 3 reflective red triangles are present, not broken or damaged. Emergency dump valves should be properly labeled with instructions. Explain you would break the seal, turn the knob, and manually open the doors. Emergency window exits. Identify locations, properly labeled with instructions. Demonstrate and explain. Pull the lever down and push window out. Opens smoothly and closes securely. Emergency roof hatches. Identify all locations, properly labeled with instructions. Explain, twist the knob and push to open. Vents, free of debris, not damaged. Aisle lights, mounted secure, not cracked or broken. Operational. Handrails and stanchions, mounted secure. No loose or missing bolts, not damaged. Chime is operational. Buttons are secure, not damaged. Seats are mounted secure to the bus, not broken or soiled. Cushions are securely attached. Floor is clean, free of debris, not worn or torn. No suspicious packages. ADA equipment area. Pull handle to release belts. Securement belts are clean and operational, not damaged. Chime is operational. Area is free of debris. Exterior of the bus. Have contact with handrails and watch your step. Begin with the front roadside of the exterior and work in a clockwise circle. Steering box. Mounted secure, not damaged or leaking. Not missing nuts or bolts. Power steering hoses. Not leaking from the front to the back of the bus. Not damaged. Steering linkage. Often used with the acronym LA Rams. Just scored on NBC. Links, arms, rods. Not worn or cracked. Joints and sockets. Not worn or loose. Nuts, bolts, and cotter pins. Not loose or missing. Front of the bus. Clearance lights. Left and right turn signals. Four-way hazards and reflectors. Mounted secure, clean, not cracked or broken. Amber in color. Destination sign. Mounted secure, not damaged. Operational. Mirrors. Bracket mounted secure to the bus. Clean, not cracked or broken and adjustable. Windshield. Mounted secure by the rubber seal. Clean, not cracked or broken. No obstructions or illegal stickers. Wipers. Mounted secure. Proper tension. Blades not cracked or brittle. Bike rack. Mounted secure, not damaged, and operational. Body of the bus, no dents or damage, no paint transfers. Headlights. Mounted secure, clean, not cracked or broken, and clear in color. License plate. Mounted secure and visible. Bumper. Mounted secure, not damaged. Bus is leveled and not leaning. Under the bus, no leaks, smoke, or hanging wires. Curbside of bus, from top to bottom. Fuel tanks, mounted secure, not damaged, not leaking. All clearance lights. Turn signals. Four-way hazards and reflectors. Mounted secure, clean, not cracked or broken. Amber in color in front and red in the rear. Destination sign. Mounted secure, not damaged and operational. All windows. Mounted secure by a rubber seal, clean, not cracked or broken. No obstructions or illegal stickers. Body of the bus, no dents or damage, no paint transfer. Front tire area from top to center, splash guard and mud flaps. Mounted secure, not damaged. Not touching the tire or the ground. Tire, often used with the acronym ICD. I, inflation. Properly inflated, best checked by a tire pressure gauge. Valve stem is not leaking. Cap is not damaged or missing. C, condition, sidewall. No abrasions, bulges, or cuts. D, depth. Minimum of 430 seconds. No recapped, retreaded, or regrooved tires. Evenly worn, no tread separation. Rim, not bent or cracked. No welding repairs, no damage. Lug nuts. All present, not loose, with lug nut torque indicators pointing at each other properly. No rust trails around the nuts. No cracks near the bolt holes. Hub bolts and seal. All bolts are present, not loose or missing. Not leaking oil or grease. Behind the tire, you will describe the 4 B's and 3 S's. The acronym for the B's is child, without the I. Brake chamber, mounted secure, not cracked, dented, or leaking. C-clamp, not loose or missing parts. Brake hoses or lines, not cracked, worn, frayed, or leaking. Couplings and fittings are secure and not leaking. Brake lining or pads, not worn dangerously thin, no grease or oil contaminates. Brake drum or rotor, no cracks, dents, or holes. No loose or missing bolts. The 3 S's. Beginning with the slack adjuster, mounted secure, not bent or broken, no loose or missing parts. Push rod. With the brakes released and the push rod pulled by hand, it should not move more than approximately 1 inch. Shocks. Mounted secure, not damaged or leaking. Suspension consists of airbags. Mounted secure, not damaged or leaking. Airbag mounts. Bolts are in place and not damaged. U-bolts, not broken, missing or loose. Rear door, from top to bottom. Step lights, mounted secure, clean, not cracked or broken and operational. Door, hinges are mounted secure, door seals intact. Window is clean, not cracked or broken. Handrails, mounted secure, not damaged. Step well, free of debris, tread not worn or torn. Rear tire area, from top to center, splash guard and mud flaps. Mounted secure, not damaged. Not touching the tire or the ground. Rear duals, even butt spacing, free of debris. No obstructions. Tire, often used with the acronym ICD. I, inflation. Properly inflated, best checked by a tire pressure gauge. Valve stem is not leaking. Cap is not damaged or missing. C, condition. Sidewall. No abrasions, no bulges, no cuts. D, depth. Minimum of 230 seconds. Rear tire may have recapped, retreaded, or regrooved tires. Evenly worn, no tread separation. Rim, not bent or cracked. No welding repairs, no damage. Lug nuts. All present, not loose. No rust trails around the nuts. No cracks near the bolt holes. Axle bolt and seal. All bolts are present, not loose or missing. Not leaking oil or grease. Behind the tire, you will describe the 4 B's and 3 S's. The acronym for the B's is child, without the I. Brake chamber, mounted secure, not cracked, dented, or leaking. C-clamp, not loose or missing parts. Brake hoses or lines, not cracked, worn, frayed, or leaking. Couplings and fittings are secure and not leaking. Brake lining or pads, not worn dangerously thin, no grease or oil contaminates. Brake drum or rotor, no cracks, dents, or holes. No loose or missing bolts. The 3 S's. Beginning with the slack adjuster, mounted secure, not bent or broken, no loose or missing parts. Push rod. With the brakes released and the push rod pulled by hand, it should not move more than approximately 1 inch. Shocks. Mounted secure, not damaged or leaking. Suspension consists of airbags. Mounted secure, not damaged or leaking. Airbag mounts. Bolts in place and not damaged. U-bolts, not broken, missing or loose. Rear curbside. Clearance lights and reflectors. Mounted secure, clean, not cracked or broken. Red in color. Vents, free of debris. Fuel compartment. Fuel is capped, not damaged. Shutoff valve accessible. Gauge is operational, not leaking from the overhead tanks or fuel compartment. Battery and all compartment doors should be secure, not damaged. Open and close properly. Rear of bus. In the same flow from top to bottom. Clearance lights, reflectors, tail lights, brake lights, mounted secure, clean, not cracked or broken, red in color. Left turn signal, right turn signal, 4-way hazards, mounted secure, clean, not cracked or broken, amber in color. Destination sign, not broken and operational. Vents, free of debris. License plate, mounted secure, light operational. Engine compartment door, secure. Hinges not damaged. Opens and closes properly. Bumper, mounted secure, not damaged. Underbody, no leaks. Smoke or hanging wires. Engine compartment. With the engine running, open gauge door and turn toggle switch on for compartment lights, which activates the gauges. Read gauges, water temperature, oil pressure, voltmeter should be secure and not damaged, all in normal operating range. After reading gauges, turn engine toggle switch to the center off. Now turn the engine toggle switch back to front position and the engine compartment light toggle to off position. There are 7 accessories in the engine compartment. The first was the gauges you already identified. Hoses, mounted secure, not cracked, worn or frayed, not leaking. Wires, mounted secure, properly insulated, not touching the engine or moving parts. You must identify, describe, and touch all belts, not cracked, worn, or frayed. No more than 3/4 of an inch in free play. Frame and cross members. No cracked, bent, or broken welds. No holes or missing cross members. Exhaust system, mounted secure with clamps. No cracks, holes, or severe dents. Not leaking carbon or soot. Drive shaft cannot be seen behind transmission. Not cracked, bent, or twisted. U-joints, mounted secure, free of foreign objects. There are 4 components. The acronym often used is WAPA. Water pump, mounted secure, not leaking. Belt driven, not cracked, worn, or frayed. Press belt, no more than 3/4 of an inch in free play. 24-volt alternator, mounted secure, not leaking. Belt driven, not cracked, worn, or frayed. Press belt, no more than 3/4 of an inch in free play. Wires are securely fastened. Power steering pump, mounted secure, not leaking. Gear driven. Air compressor, mounted secure, not leaking. Gear driven. There are 4 engine fluids to describe. Power steering fluid, checked by sight glass, red in color. Operational range, proper level, not leaking. Engine oil, checked with engine off. Explain you would pull dipstick out, clean with a towel, insert back in, pull out the dipstick, and it should read at operational range, not leaking. Transmission oil, checked with engine on. Explain you would pull dipstick out, clean with towel, insert back in, pull out the dipstick, and it should read at operational range, not leaking. Coolant, checked by sight glass, green in color, operational range, and not leaking. Once complete, secure engine safety gate and close engine compartment. Move to the left side of the bus. From top to bottom, it is advised to repeat all information on the left side. This will help you make up for any item missed on the right side of the bus.